NBC Connecticut Investigates has exclusive new details in the case of an 11-year-old girl who was starved to death. Both the parents of Jacqueline Torres-García, known as Mimi, appeared in a Farmington probate court this afternoon.
Her mother, Carla Garcia, attended virtually from York Correctional, where she's being held pending trial. She's pleaded not guilty to Mimi's murder. Now, during that brief hearing, the probate case was moved from Berlin to Farmington, and the judge appointed a permanent administrator for Mimi's estate. That is an essential step towards suing the state for alleged negligence by the Department of Children and Families.
Now, this follows revelations about a video call where a woman in her 20s posed as Mimi, fooling a DCF worker checking on her, when in fact Mimi had died months earlier, according to police. Chief Investigator Len Bestoff spoke with a retired longtime DCF employee who says this call should never have happened.
This now retired employee says for decades it has been a DCF standard that meetings like this only take place face-to-face. He's speaking out because he says maybe this needs to be written into law.
There was no specific regulation or anything that you had to put eyes on Jacqueline, the oldest daughter, before you close out your investigation, correct?
Correct.
That's what DCF employee Shanna Hargrove testified at a recent hearing for one of 3 people charged in the death of Jacqueline Mimi Torres-García. But a longtime former DCF employee who spoke with NBC Connecticut Investigates, who still works in the child welfare field, agreed to speak with us as long as we protected his identity. He said for decades, the agency's policy, or at least protocol, has been welfare checks like Mimi's get conducted face-to-face.
With all my years of experience, this would never have been accepted. A Zoom call to identify a child would never have been accepted. It has always been physical contact with that child to verify that that child is actually living there and that she's safe.
The Mimi Torres-García case may be a perfect example of why a video call does not always work. We heard in court from the 22-year-old woman who testified that last year, as a favor to Mimi's mother, she successfully pretended to be Mimi, someone half her age, on a video call with DCF. We were not allowed to record her on camera, but we were provided audio by the court.
She was upset that her kids were going to get taken away, and they just begged me to do the video call, and I was just feeling bad, so I did it. And then she was like asking me about the lifestyle out there. I told her I had friends, and I just lied.
The DCF told NBC Connecticut Investigates face-to-face contact with all children in the home is the expectation, but this was an exceptional situation since Mimi's mother reported she was out of state.
I was shocked. I was actually shocked that this happened, especially because I know how much good work this agency does.
The former DCF employee we spoke with said during his tenure, the DCF would ask out-of-state child protective services and police for help if needed.
Protocol, which I have always done, would be to get information of the exact address where she's living and contact that local police jurisdiction, as well as that local CPS jurisdiction, to do a welfare check on that child, to physically actually see that child, not through a Zoom call, but to actually physically see that child. Part of that protocol includes getting educational medical records, and her picture could have come from the school system to actually identify her over a Zoom call.
The DCF is limited in how much it can comment due to pending civil and criminal litigation. The agency did tell us the employee from the video call, Shanna Hargrove, did not receive any discipline in connection with the Mimi Torres-García case. We will continue to dig on this case. If you have a tip, hit me with a direct message on social media. You can find me under the handle Len Bestoff. Back to you.
Len.